listeners, you're tuning into Roots 96.1 FM. This is a program St. Andrew South Beat. My name is Alex Bloomfield and I'll be your host for this morning. And my co-host is none other than the beautiful
Tanya Lane.
The St. Andrew South Beat is a special program designed to explore issues affecting the St. Andrew South Division. We'll be focusing and breaking the barriers of several issues affecting you and our valued residents. For today, we'll be looking, Tanya, at the Yuletide season, which is upon us. And of course, there's a host of activities that will be taking place throughout this season. And of course, we want to keep not just the members of the St. Andrew South Division safe, and to give them some safety tip as to how they should go about their lawful business for this Yuletide season, but to extend the tips through to all our listeners that is tuning to Roots 96.1 FM and by extension to Jamaica at large. So we invite you, our listeners, to participate in the program by calling 876-372-8446 or WhatsApp us at 876-225-9478. You can listen live on rootsjamaica.com, follow us on Facebook at Roots FMJA and share your thoughts in today's program. You can also follow us on Instagram at Roots 96.1 FM _Jamaica or Twitter us at Roots _96 FM. You can also send your WhatsApp messages, like I said earlier, to 876-225-9478. And of course, this program is brought to you none other than the new Budget Supplies. Tanya, I hope you're in a better mood than I am this morning. How are you?
I have to, because that's what team effort is all about. So if you're a little bit low, then I think, like the songwriter says in a verse of the song or theme song, if you stand up for those who down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light and give sight to the ones who have lost their way, there's a place for people like you.
I hope there's a place for me
place. No, it's my place, because I'm the one who's going to stand up for you today.
Okay, wonderful. I like that.
So I'll stand up.
Oh, and you're going to stand up for me today as well? Thank you so very much.
Alex, staying safe while the JCF works around the clock. We work around the clock to foster a safe environment for our citizens, not only in St. Andrews South. There are many things that we can do to help keep persons safe, and they can also do to help keep themselves safe. So we're going to teach them how to protect themselves in many ways. You protect yourself at the workplace, at the home, at many different areas, places you go, shopping, etc. Especially throughout this time. Our Prime Minister stated that the crime is a little bit low, but I think it's because they're watching football. So bear in mind that as soon as they finish, they might get excited again. So we have to make sure that we protect ourselves. And that's some of the things that we are going to teach you today's date, and hope that learning take place and you adhere to everything that we say, because we're not saying it because we want to say it. We're saying it because we have had experience with it. We have seen it. We have gone through it for years, and we have seen it happening over and over again. So we want you to understand what is taking place and adhere to some of the tips and safety and some instructions that we have to give you throughout the festive season. And this is again St. Andrews South Beat.
We want to look at Tanya, of course, you know, when it comes on to the Christmas season, persons tends to be doing a lot of shopping, and that takes a lot of cash flows. And I remember many moons ago, when I was a young constable working in the district.
Can you put up that many moons again?
Many moons ago. Yeah, so I was working in the market district as a young constable, on the beats, as a matter of fact. And while we were there, this lady came up to me and said, "Officer, good morning." And I said, "Morning." Did she say, "No, one man just owed me and take 150,000 from me." You know, in them time they are whole heap of money.
But Alex, I know a whole heap of money.
Yeah, I still whole heap of money, because of course The poor woman must have got buy up her little
Could I go buy a house? Cause them time they remember when you talk about many moons, you know.
many moons.
150,000 could I probably buy 3
Yeah,
houses.
she have maybe go buy a little settee and a little center table and a little sheet set and the man the embezzler took everything. Never leave her with $1. I felt it for her, but there was nothing that we could have done as police officers. You know, went in downtown when it come on to Christmas, how tedious. You can't even, you know where Big Street is standing. You come from country, so you don't really know Big Street near Beckford Street. That's so.
Okay.
No, me asking you, you know it?
I born under the clock.
You can't even look from up at you know up where mothers used to be. You can't even look from mothers
and
down to down to
be, you know, it's still
there. Yes.
So I know where.
Oh, so you know, I'm thinking I want to look a country because you're brown in something come from St. Elizabeth.
No, a parade. It name.
A parade, a parade. Okay. So you couldn't even stay up at the top of the big tree and look down the road because you can't see nothing. So she a point in the direction, say in the down the way then you want to see me as a local police. I look down, I say, miss, there's nothing that we can do at this time. And we gonna find this money in through all of this. I shouldn't even know what him look like.
You know, last night I sent something in our group. The phone company saying that you won't be able to steal phone anymore. So Sergeant Anderson, very bright sparks because it never even crossed my mind. Yeah, he said to me, look here, them still have a thief the phone them because them have to sell the parts.
Them must scrap it and take the parts, which is true.
Which is true. And then I was like, and then when you really look at it, you know, they really don't want a phone to use, you know. Most of the time they really need the parts to fix other
phones. It's true.
So the phone companies are saying that they won't be able to use the phone, but they can still use the parts. So which makes sense, and that was a very good one, Anderson. A very, very good one. 2 minds are better than one because it never crossed my mind and it crossed yours. So big up on that, Sergeant Anderson, wherever you're at. And thinking of you on St. Andrew South Beat and hope you have a safe duty.
Don't make him feel special.
So, all the police in St. Andrew South, we have been together for this year, 2022, and St. Andrew South Police, as we talk about safety, we big you all up today's date.
Because they are doing a lot of work. Of course, you know, we saw where our operations officer SP Manderson did put out an advisory as it relates to the SOE.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes, so of course, you know, I guess that is one of the measures.
I don't read it yet.
I have not read it in its entirety as yet, but of course, the SOE will be a part of this Yuletide season to stem some level of crime and violence within Jamaica, because it would have been extended to some parishes across the island. So I guess for the next program, we can speak a little bit more, but we want to focus on persons doing transaction that involves a lot of cash, Tanya, because of course, when you want to go to buy your stuff, especially the ladies, I can't overemphasize that. I don't know, when women tends to want to go buy things, they have to walk with this handbag full of money. But I mean,
you look at me, man, because I don't.
The debit cards is always the best way to go, and to eliminate this lot of cash. Because, and especially when it is now that time of the year when the family members are sending.
They pile up the money in one
big basket bag, you know.
And then they open it and take out that bag of money. You don't do that. I don't know. And they're still not getting it, especially our senior folks. Our senior folks and our younger people need to understand that I don't know, maybe they said once a man, twice a child, so maybe they're thinking that the world is safe. It is not safe, whether we want to believe it, yes or no. We don't live in a safe world where you can walk around with money in your hand like that. We have some different nationals who go around walk with money in their hand because of culture. Their culture, yes, it's the norm. It's a norm. Not sadly to say that it is not so within our space, especially the St. Andrew South area, because once they see you, they think that you they say, but they never say a barrel come. So when they see you with this large sum of cash, you know, they mind barrel come.
Yeah, and of course, you know, it's a time of the year when the family members are, you know, it's Christmas, so they're sending money to their family members through the various remittance services. I have nobody else. To the different remittance services, the Western Unions and all of that. And we want to implore persons that when they go to these places, they must be aware of their surroundings. And especially, you spoke about the elders, the elderly persons, when they are going to collect these money from their sons and daughters and loved ones. Take somebody along with you. Take somebody along with you.
Sometimes you carry them, they might take you with too.
Yeah, but I mean, we just have no. On a serious note, the safety is very, very, very important. Try your utmost best to eliminate the large amount of cash that you walk around with when you're going to do your purchases. And I mean, my grandmother always said that when she go to do her thing and she have her money, she portion them one little bit here, so one little bit here, so. And she know when if she go buy one bread, she pull from the side here her little bread money. So when they don't see the whole heap of money, they believe say you not have enough.
And stop carrying the handbag behind
them
or beside you. I suggest that as best as possible, if you can put it in front of you and have your hands on it, you have to guard it. Guard it with your life, because they're going to take it whether you like it, yes or no.
True. And the high phones, when you're going to certain places, you mentioned earlier about they say that I'm not the phone company saying that they will be able to steal in the phone. The phones is what attract these criminals to you as well, because I mean the iPro 12 and you know, not our phone 10. Nobody want me phone.
Me have iPhone 15.
Nobody know want me phone, but the expensive phone like what Owen carry.
Yeah.
You understand me, and Isis and Carol. Those people carry a lot of expensive phones, and you know it attracts the criminals. You understand? So you have to think.
The phone is distracting, you know.
Yeah, very distracting. Some persons when they're on the phone, they're lost. They don't know what is happening around them. You follow somebody may walk out, in the street, you let them down.
You know, you're on the phone and somebody take the phone out of your hand, and by the time you hold up your head, they don't even know.
They don't even know where
the amount of persons will stand around you. So you have a responsibility to protect yourself.
True.
And if you don't protect yourself, we're gonna be in serious trouble.
Jewelry is another aspect of their safety.
Gold, please.
Gold. But sometimes all of them things are not gold. When you adorn yourself with a lot of these jewelry, the gold chain and the big earrings like what you like to wear, and the gold chain them round your neck, then you just attract the criminal around to come grab off the chain off your neck and pop out the earring. I mean, many moons ago again, I like to refer to the many moons when I usually take the bus. I remember I was in the Crossroad area, and a particular spot, many, can you know me not take bus, you know, long time. And I remember this lady going up into a bus, and the man saw her going up in the bus, and she had in this pair of nice gold earrings.
You mean like mine?
Yes, but it was, you know, the look around.
Oh, the long
I don't know what to call it.
Loop,
right. And poor thing, it wasn't even gold. And him just grab out the earring out of the lady ears, you know.
And pop
it out, it's a blood just around. I was like,
God.
Mercy. And the poor lady, even though she cried, she said, if you never know, say not even gold.
And our hearers have to go to the doctor now to mend. We can't overemphasize to the people within our space and out of our space how important it is to assess yourself before going out on the street. Look at even the very clothing that you're wearing, the shoes that you're wearing, because I don't know how you're going downtown to shop and you have on high heel shoes, 6-inch heel shoes, and downtown is pretty rocky. So I don't see how I see persons downtown sometime in heels like that, and I'm wondering if it's a is accidentally they reach downtown, because you can't be going downtown to shopping in a heels like that, because I don't know, I'm trying to figure out even the Bible said to everything there's a season, a time and place for everything. So I don't see downtown shopping for that kind of gears. So when you're going downtown, look at the gears that you're wearing. Don't wear things that attract criminal. Don't put on things that as them see you, them see money. So as them see you, them see money, and they're coming for it.
And mind you, we're not telling persons that they need to dress shabby and unkept and all of that. But the least is better.
Yes.
The less is better.
Don't go out town and you have on your 2 chain, you have on your ring, and because you may not be coming home at all. I was gonna say you may not be coming home with it, but then again, you may not be coming home at all. You may lose your life. I think I went to a community meeting the other day, and the lady said, "But I am going to show them." So I said to her, look here, I am not saying that you can't show them nothing or you can't fight them and you can't do what you have to do and send them to some other places. But the laws of the land still make provision for a long stretch of things to take place. Because whether you believe it, yes or no, if it is self-defense, you're still going to have to charge for murder. And it doesn't mean you're guilty, but you have to go through a process. You have to get lawyer. You have to prove that it was self-defense. And people have to understand that they can't just go around doing things and feel like, oh, it's self-defense. Yes, it's self-defense. But that you have to prove that. The laws of the land make provision for you to prove that aspect of what happened. So some people think self-defense, because you defend yourself, it done, It just start.
True. You see, and one other thing that I want to look at, that we don't want to think that we're just focusing on the downtown Kingston area. Robbery and criminality is all over Jamaica.
Yes.
Uptown, downtown, wherever you are.
Some percentage.
Maybe, but I mean, the criminals are everywhere and they are just out there, especially now. Pickpocketing is also of one of the major things that we have to grapple with within this Yuletide season. And of course, we want to look at when you are going home, that you take due care and diligence to understand your surroundings, because of course the criminals, they don't business where you want to live, and they have a tendency now to trail you.
Pay attention to the vehicle behind you to see, Alex, how long at this vehicle do I turn east, and then make some turn that you don't necessarily want to make, just to see if this vehicle is following you. If it is that the vehicle is following you, you inform someone, call 119, all right?
Or you drive to the nearest police station.
Do not go home. No matter what you do not go home. If you recognize that the vehicle is following you, do not drive, go straight to your house.
Right.
Drive, yes. And when you call the police and everybody, if it is that you can call somebody, a relative, you inform them also of your situation so that they can follow up and know what is happening. You have a responsibility. I keep telling people, Alex, they have a responsibility to self. Some people believe that the police are there and they are there to do everything for you. You also have a responsibility with us as police officer to serve you, protect you, and reassure you. And if it is that you don't give us that way, then some people just prone to put themselves in some situation that sometimes I believe that is the victim that creates sometimes these things on them,
the unnecessary
things because of how you portray yourself, the things that you do, the manner in how you do it, the things that you carry around. You walk up and down, you have a iPhone in other hand here, you have a tablet in other hand here, you have, like you said, the big earrings and the big chain, and then you have all something in your ears, I listen with the phone, I listen loud music in your earring, so your surrounding becomes dormant, the deaf, everything.
You're not aware of what is happening around you, and I'm seeing it mostly within the young people nowadays, within the young persons. I mean, sadly to say that sometimes, and even when they're being robbed and they're putting up a defense, I mean, the loss of life is always something that you have to take into consideration. I mean, yes, you're gonna say to yourself that my work hard for my things, and it kind of difficult for just say a man a come rob me, but it doesn't worth your life.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth your life at all.
So leave it.
Give it to them.
Or leave it. You don't have to give it to them. If you leave it, you won't have to give it to them.
Yeah, leave it at home, because some of the things that we walk around with is really, really unnecessary.
It's not the time and the place for it. All right, why would I want... All right, Alex, you and I carry a firearm. We are out of uniform. We're going downtown. And I still don't carry anything and everything downtown to create a crime scene.
No.
Because why would I want to do that? To say, yeah, if a boy take off my chain, me I go shot him. No, don't do that. And you don't have any gun, but you still walk around with it. Don't do that, because we're not going to do that, because we know it, the challenges that it is going to bring, not only to the laws itself, but to our families. So we have to take heed that we have to go back home to our families, and we have to protect oneself. Do not, Alex, we can't overemphasize to the public not to walk around at this festive season with a lot of money in your handbags, and you're walking around and showing it, and then you're going to the wholesales or any stores or any place, and you take it up. They're watching you.
Yes, they are.
They're worse than Jamaica Eye.
They are, and as also, you know, I'm going back to the money remittance services. I mean, we know we have a family member sending us a little money for Christmas. Sometimes it is best if we have an account that they can wire the money to eliminate all of that hassle. Because I mean,
most of the people might get the money.
You have some criminal minds, you know, they are inside of these remittance services, not transacting any business at all.
Yeah, man.
They're not transacting illegal business, but them not have no legal business to transact. Them want to go in there to see who collect the bulk of money and where them are going to turn, and them have them friends.
The people them working there too.
True.
Sad to see.
It happens from time to time, but we want to say to eliminate all of that. If you have an account where your family can wire the money directly to you, do that. Get all this. Technology is the way to go for the 21st century. Get a bank card, make them wire the money to your bank account. When you're going to use your money, use your card, tap and go, swipe and go. You understand me? Because when them take with the card, by the time them trying to go use it, you can put a block on your car. We also want to look at the drivers. Also, Tanya, but we are at the junction of the program where we're going to take a commercial break for this studio. When we get back, Tanya, we want to look at the persons who drive and the things that they store in the vehicle to attract criminals to them. So this is the program St. Andrew South Beat, and you're listening to Roots 96.1 FM. Don't move that dial tone from wherever you're tuning. We'll be right back.
And if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place.
Make money now with local City and Guilds and ABE endorsed certificates and Distinction College. Start new online and face-to-face classes very soon in our Make Money Now career courses and get qualified jobs worldwide, or start your own business in practical pediatric, geriatric, and psychiatric nursing, phlebotomy and pharmacy technician, early childhood education, child care, cashiering, call center, event planning, receptionist, customer service, housekeeping, waitering, food preparation, bartending, cake baking, plumbing, motor vehicle, electrical installation, air conditioning, makeup, hairdressing, nail technician, and cosmetology. No subjects required, no age limit. Register this week and get City and Guilds Maths and English classes for free. Call us at 3564167.
New Budget Supplies massive price buster now on. Want to redo that kitchen? Retile that old floor? Stop that leaking roof? Make over the bathroom? It's now or never. White toilet from $14,999. 5-gallon paint from $6,599. Gypsum board $1,749. 50% off UPVC French windows. 10% off kitchen sinks, water tanks, and pumps. 195 Hackleburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
I'm free from the fear.
The Ararat Evangelistic Association presents Walk Free here on Roots 96.1 FM in a new time, 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. On Walk Free, you will hear life-changing testimonies, inspirational messages, and music to encourage you. Remember, tune in to Walk Free. Listen every Sunday from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And if you've missed it, tune in to the rebroadcast on Wednesdays at 6 a.m. Tune in and be blessed.
Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know.
Tune in this and every Sunday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. to Moments of Freedom, the weekly broadcast of the Riverton Meadows and Mamby Park Baptist Churches, with host pastor Reverend Sidney Hall. Join us with opened minds and hearts and be blessed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back again. This is St. Andrews South Beat. If you join us, please remember to call us on 876-372-8446 or WhatsApp us on 876-225-9478 and share your thoughts on today's discussion. You can also listen live on rootsjamaica.com. Go follow us on Facebook at Roots FM Jamaica. Follow us on Instagram at Roots96.1 FM _Jamaica and on Twitter at Roots_96 FM. The program is brought to you by New Budget Supply. Always the best prices. You having us none other than myself and Alex as we try to give you some knowledge base as it relates to safety within the festive season and even after the festive season, and some of the things that you should and shouldn't do to attract criminals to yourself and to make sure that you're safe to go back home to families. We left in the part that Alex was talking about the vehicles that we drive and some of the things that we leave in the vehicles and the fact that we should take note when we're going home and all of that. Alex, welcome back.
Yeah, I want to look at us as drivers. From time to time when we are going about our business, we tend to leave some very, very expensive things in our vehicles and the seat, our laptops, our phones, the handbags again for the ladies, and believe that once your vehicle is closed, that's it. We have to take into consideration that they are now smashing the glass of the vehicles to retrieve.
Them make board where you can't see again.
Right.
And they all when it's dark, them have vision.
Yes, them tends to. These criminals tends to have some very creative minds when it comes on to us and our vehicles, because once they see something in the vehicle and they believe it's of some use to them and and it's very expensive, the laptops. Once they see the laptops and the phones and the handbags, even if they don't have the money in it, they are going to believe that it is a cash reward for them. And they are going to stop at no ends to ensure that they get what they want from the vehicle. So we are advising our drivers, especially, well, men do it as well, but I'm employing the ladies, that you need to put away your items quite safely out of the eyes of the criminal elements.
They can put it under the seat.
Put it under the seats, and like you said, if you don't need it, leave it at home. If we don't need it, leave it at home.
You talk about home, Alex. You tell them to leave it at home. There are some things that the persons are doing, and they may not consider of nothing, but it's a big deal. When you buy, and I give an example, you buy a 60-inch television and you put the box outer door at the gate.
You're attracting the criminal for no say just buy a new TV
so
to come back in your house.
So them to come for it.
Yes, so you need to cut up the box and burn it. Or you put it, you discard of it. You don't need to throw out your big 60-inch TV if you say, hey,
just buy
this. And I say, oh, new TV in your cell. And then I got to non-stop means to ensure that I'm breaking your premises.
So you have to be careful, Alex, as we tell them what you buy. Don't put the boxes at the front of the gate for the
Right.
garbage people to come for it, because it's more than garbage people going to come and collect.
True.
Right, the criminals are coming for it, and then when them looking at them say, Jesus, a Samsung TV.
Samsung.
Yeah, so
And the big fridge them with the 2-door and the freezer down the bottom.
they come in and
Them
they
coming,
can
them
lift
want
them
it.
up. They can lift them
Them
up.
want it. Some of them come with truck like them live there and them moving up.
You know,
No, on a
that-
serious
you know,
note. On a serious note,
Owen,
Tanya.
it's a serious issue that we're having as police officers. From time to time, even without the festive season, we would have seen persons coming into the station and to say that there is a break-in at their home, and then it's hard for you to work. It's hard for you to work all year, and you
Save for your things. Then you buy it.
You purchase it, and then somebody just come and just take it away in a second. So we don't want that. So we're saying protect your values and yourself.
Tanya, the truck thing might seems like a joke, but it's something of a serious thing that I am talking about. I recall an incident in the Washington Gardens area where the owners were at work, and they would have purchased some items and put the boxes to the gates. And of course, the criminals them know so the people in them yard, and them come with a truck. No, serious something. They came with a truck.
Them come for move.
Yes, and them saw down the grill or whatever them used to cut off the lady grill and broke in her house. And when she came back and opened the door, it's just the acoustics of the house hit her in her face. Her house empty. No joke about
She wonder
it.
she move.
She wonder if she move.
And it gives you a shock and a state of silence at the time when you arrive at home to recognize that you would have lost all that you have worked for quite some time. So we have to make sure that we protect ourselves. If it is that you can't afford to buy the alarm system or to put the key doors in your finger like what some people have at their house.
I tell you, Tanya.
So if you can't afford that, you have to let your neighbors be your key door
Right.
system.
Make your neighbors.
Yes.
You have to look out. Neighbors, you have to
Yeah.
look out for your neighbors.
Yes.
And you have some neighbors this is sad, but they are quite selfish. They sees nothing, they hear nothing until it reach a freedom food store.
You have to, and all right, some persons, we have different cultures of people because some persons don't mind talking to their neighbors, but they don't want this hands-on relationship, which is fine.
That is fine.
You can have a relationship that is professional,
Right.
and you talk about things that are important
Right.
within your space.
Yeah, we're not expecting us to go
No.
next door and
And go eat
and
sleep
drink and sleep.
no.
But you must have a cordial relationship with your neighbors.
Good evening.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I will be away for a while. Nobody's going to be at home. Should you hear anything,
you can
you
always
can call the police. And nothing wrong if you extend your number as well.
And
Nothing
if
is
you,
wrong.
If you do that, then it comes around the other way. The other person will ask you when they're leaving, and that's some of the relationship that you want to build with people.
Me, Tanya, in my community, I am the eyes for my neighbors because I am not going to be at home. I know that my neighbors are not at home, and I'm seeing some strange activities. I mean, just sit down as if it's not none of my business. No,
Alex,
I'm being paid to be a fast person.
And that is the thing, because we are paid for that. Then it comes natural for us.
Yeah, but I want other persons to, even though you're not paid to be fast, it is important that you have to be the eyes for the neighbors. You have. Sometimes you're at the back of your yard or you're at the front of your yard and you hear some things are going on at the back of your neighbor yard and you know it's not a neighbor, it is unusual. Call the police.
Yeah, because
Call the
you
police.
have nothing to lose.
Nothing at all you have to lose.
Nothing you have to
Nothing
lose.
you have to. If you see some people, where I live, my neighbors are away, and if I see people stop there and them did it too long, I go to say, can I help?
Why
are you here? And who are you looking for?
The other day,
And if them can't give me a good explanation, move along.
The other day when I was at a meeting, one of the citizens asked Alex about citizen arrest, and one of the things that I said is that at this era that we're living in, if it is that you can lay hold with other people helping you, it's fine. But I wouldn't suggest that you lay hold on anyone by yourself, whether you have a firearm or not, because we don't know what these people are on. They're on so many things. They're on different drugs. And when they're on different drugs and stuff, then they do different things that may hurt you. So we wouldn't want to give you to say that you can go ahead and try to arrest people. And as a citizen, yes, it can happen, but you have to assess what you're getting into. And most of the time, don't be perturbed that it is one person. 99.9% of the time, it is more than one. So you might see one and think that, you can manage this one, but there are several others. There can be 3 more looking ahead in the crowd. And always remember that it is important, extremely important, that you do not take on these criminals by yourself. Call the police, get in touch with your neighbor, do something, because they will hurt you.
One other thing, Tanya, that community members need to know, as I said, some persons I say, oh, I don't like my neighbor, I don't like them and them don't like me. But at the end of the day, safety and security should be the number one priority. You understand? You don't have to like an individual to ensure that they are safe. Because, foolishness. To ensure that...
you make Owen a daddy.
To ensure that we are... She don't like me, Owen, but that's fine. To ensure that we are safe as neighbors, we have to be the eyes of the communities. Especially if, you have some persons, especially when they know that the neighbors are doing construction on the houses. You have some people that believe that the block and the steel and the cement are for them, So you are building your house and you buy 100 block today, 50 out for them.
So,
it's true.
Them go with it fast.
What? How she live, Owen? And them come and them move 3 bag of cement.
No,
and then move 2 bag of 2 length of steel. So you are building your them build too.
So you say, Alice, them a build a little room out.
Them a build a little room out. So you have to look. You have to keep your eyes open for your neighbors. You understand? I remember again, my neighbor is away, and I remember the house burned down. So he must stack him board them to the back of the building. And one night,
the house burned down beside you.
Yes,
so
in front of me.
House?
No, in front of me, man. And the man a restructure in place and him buy some lumber. One morning early around 6 o'clock, I see some youths. I put over the lumber them over the fence.
Them work there.
Some I say no, look like I had the workman. Them here the gate locked door, Some I go out and say, I walk one here, sir. Why not go the man number? The man that got turned to me and say it's none of my business. Must go back in the house. It's a different. It's a different story at the end of the day. But me, we talk about that after year. So it never turn out well with me and them. So them said.
Oh, and they wish you were there.
Them said I made a mad police in my neighborhood because allow certain things. You're right. So you know. So you know. Owen, you have to take on for your neighbors.
Then Owen, can you imagine? You saw what happened earlier on. Just imagine the neighbor business.
I don't know, my headspace not so 100 like phone once. So of course, my calmness out the door when it comes on to certain things. Yeah, Tana, but on a serious note, we have to look out for the neighbor. And that's another thing, when the barrel come.
I don't like barrels.
No, but you may not like barrels, but the people must send the barrel come from for them people, and the people that got a wharf or collect them 3, 4, 5, 6 barrel and them have it in them open back truck. That is another.
And the address print out.
Yeah, and that is another thing for the criminal, because them a follow you with your barrels,
And sometimes be a foolishness in a barrel.
Even if a foolishness in the barrel, tell them you have no right to say that the people in barrel.
That's why I don't like barrels.
Me and she don't have any right to say that the people in barrel. But the criminal, if they want 1 or 2, they want everything.
Lord God.
And the address on the barrel is so out there. So even if them not follow you right away, them a mark your address.
So PS, if after you get it, if you have the masking tape, you can just tape it over the barrel.
Right, or you get an enclosed vehicle to bring your barrel in a serious something, Tanya.
Yeah.
Serious something. Because the criminals,
And
they're
they're
walk
losing
to
their lives.
them a lose them lives. Them not curious for you. They could have go from Kingston to country. Some of them are trail you from Kingston to where them can hijack you at the time. Sad, but it's true.
Very, very sad. Alex, there is another aspect of it as it relates to the workplace. What is the importance of safety and security in the workplace? They said every workplace need to ensure it meets the proper health and safety regulations. And whether we believe it, yes or no, the Ministry of Health have that in place for the workplace to have. Having organizational safety and security process can really help manage and prevent injuries. It can help prevent theft and damage also in the workplace. And the businesses, the stakeholders who are listening, the police can also come in and speak to their persons as it relates to safety within the workplace. They have a responsibility.
HOS is very important in
they
the
have a
workforce.
responsibility to their employees to maintain a workplace safety. And safety is not just for home and otherwise, but also for persons within the workplace. We suggest that they have proper
working gears,
proper security system within the space. Once you have that system in place, ensure you make intruders be aware that the place is armed, because you don't want them not to think, you want them to think it so they don't actually come and be a part of it. It's important that you have a good relationship with your employees, because they are the one who are making you make money, and they're the one who can help you to be safe. Most of the time, the persons that work with you actually live within the space. So we're not saying that you should have a bench situation with the persons that you employed, but have a good relationship where that you have concern for your employees as much as how you have for production. Because when you, from a humanitarian perspective, when they recognize that you have more concern for production than more concern for them, then sometimes, not most of the time, they're the one who have organized crime within your business or businesses. So you have to make sure that you have a relationship, and that relationship must have values. And those are some of the qualities that you want to have with a good manager within the workplace, because that's where it starts from when it comes to safety. The same persons that you employ from time to time, even though you might get a good recommendation from anyone for the person, people are human and they might change based on how you treat them and the environment that they're in.
Right.
So safety is important. Check all exit and entry points regularly at the workplace. Make sure that you check them with security. Train the employees. Employees are often in your eyes and ears. I said that when you're in present, it is important that all your employees are on board with protecting your business.
That's right.
And are knowledgeable about your safety and security procedure. Promote interest in the business safety and security by involving the team in the planning process for this procedure. It is important, like I said, that you have a good relationship
That is
with
important.
the persons that you employ. Create a culture around safety and security. Schedule regular safety refresher session with the police, with persons outside of the police, so that they can give you safety ideas, safety tips. Fences have holes in them, secure them.
Perimeter fences.
Yes, because if you don't do that, Alex, what will happen?
Entrance
Too
and
much
exits.
entrance. No matter how much security you have to make sure that you put safety within your space. And these are some of the things that is important. Citizens are encouraged to adopt a lot of tips that Alex and myself will tell you later on as you're going to be aware of your surroundings and walk with confidence. Do not walk and out of space. We spoke about that earlier on. You walk and you just attack
on your cell phone,
on your phone.
And you don't have a clue what is happening around you. That cell phone, it's a good thing, but it's also a very dangerous thing.
Very dangerous. Alex, you
very,
know that?
very dangerous thing.
You know that somebody said, trust your instincts.
Yeah.
Trust your instinct.
95% the gut instincts is always correct.
You ever go home yet and you just have this weird feeling? You don't reach yet, but you have this funny feeling. Most of the time, trust your feeling and start prepare for anything.
When you say, and you spoke about trust your feelings, Daniel, it is very important because sometimes when we're especially drivers and even if you're walking home and you just feel unsafe about a situation. Yeah, but I mean, take the necessary steps and precaution to ensure your safety. Your safety is number one. You pay attention to your surroundings. Don't take it for granted that around the time I come from, so nothing happened to me, everything is okay.
Not so because
it's not so. It is not so. And especially if you drive, if you have more than one entrance and exits to your home, don't be a routine driver. Don't be a road driver. I have to drive yesterday every morning. Change your routes of driving.
Tell them about the driving. If they go to the supermarket, Alex, and they buy stuff, they purchase things for the house, it's late. All right, you're leaving the house at night. I'm suggesting that the perishable items, you try and get those in a bag and put on your front seat. Put on your front seat, so when you reach home, you take out those. Maybe tomorrow or so you can take out the other things.
Yeah.
Don't,
especially if it's late.
Why you don't sit down outside carrying milk and sugar? So if it is that you have perishable goods, and that's like if you buy frozen food,
your meat,
etc.
All of that.
Pack those in one bag.
Put it to the front. You have easy access to it. Pick it up and go. If you're a late shopper, just take up your perishable items and head into your house and knock up as quickly as possible. Tomorrow at the break of dawn, you can always
go back
and finish up what you're doing.
Do not spend plenty time outside and take out the things that you would have purchased, because these are things. The other day we had a situation like that, where a criminal, he bounced upon the police, but the police came home and he was removing some grocery from the thing. Luckily the police had more experience than him, so the police is at some other places and he's at some other places. But the thing is this, and he knows that it's a police officer, but he
don't care.
He wanted something from him. The police come with the grocery, he was taking them out. Right? And at the same time, because he's a trained police officer, he was able to maneuver the situation and take control. You may not have that set of skills.
No.
You may not have the devices with the skills to help yourself. So the only skills that you have is to use your brain. Use your brain and do not pack up the whole heap of things them and take them out little. Just carrying the things them that will not last, the perishable items.
And it is important to say, it is also to note that during the season the traffic is crazy, and of course what you don't have to do in the night, save it for the next day. And there are some areas that you have to be careful when you're driving, because like I said, the criminals have some very innovative ways.
Alex, let me give them about 4 tips before we close
yes.
off. One of the things, let me just tell them, carry your handbags on a short strap, not the long strap, and close to the body. Carry your wallets in a front pants pocket. Avoid wearing headphones and using personal electronic device. Travel in well-lit populated area and avoid shortcuts. When traveling, plan your routes in advance and do not carry large amount of cash. Consider using public transportation. If a car approaches you and asks for a direction, speak with the occupants from a distance, no matter what. Do not go close to the area and do that. Stay alert, focus on your surroundings, eliminate the use of your cell phone or other personal electronic device. Keep your belongings close to you and never leave your property unattended. Never allow a stranger to use your cell phone.
True.
Walking group, you have some persons, I beg your call, no? And you just
Can't
feel
help
like
you.
a Gladys and give
Sorry,
them the phone.
can't help you.
So that's important. Awareness, be alert. Use your six senses. Your intuition is a powerful subconscious insight into situation and people. Lock your doors. Keep your doors and windows locked when you are not at home. Keep your confidential data offline. Check website reality. Use a strong password. Avoid suspicious online links. We didn't get to talk about the online. Keep your computer updated. Be aware of free Wi-Fi and downloads, because everywhere you go you see free Wi-Fi, you download. Be aware, because sometimes it's something to act on your phone. Double check online information. So those are some of the things, Alex, that we leave with them. There's so much more to tell them.
Right, and I just want to make the point that I wanted to make earlier, that you have some criminals that is very innovative, especially when you're driving through certain areas. Them use objects to throw on the cars. Want you to stop. Don't stop. Drive to the nearest police station
Or call
and
119.
assess the damage that is done, if there's any. Don't stop in any areas that you are not aware of or you're uncertain of, because that is just a ploy for robbery. Drive to the nearest police station and make your report, and if you have to go back to the scene, go back with a police officer or two. Right? So those are some of the safety tips that we want to leave with you for the season. I trust that you and your families will remain safe for the rest of 2022, and we'll see you in 2023, where we will have many exciting programs. We want to say thank you to our listeners from wherever you tune in this morning. We appreciate you being a part of this broadcast. We want to say thank you to Owen Brown, who's our studio engineer and technical director. We want to say thank you to the entire staff of Roots 96.1 FM. We want you to enjoy this season. Join us again next week right here on this dynamo of a program, St. Andrew South Beats, on this air, Roots 96.1 FM, for another episode of St. Andrew South Beats. My name is Alex Bloomfield, and I am your host, and my co-host is
Tanya Lane.
Until then, walk good.
To help a stranger in the rain. There's a place for people like you.